my name is Demi Chalkais, and I'm the driver of the number 34 Mercedes-AMG GT4 with JMF Motorsports. We ran in the FBL SCCC series, and it was a fantastic year for us. We were hoping for a bit more on-track success in terms of being able to win more races, but unfortunately, against the Mustang, it was just the year for the Mustang, it seemed like. However, we did very well. We were on podium almost every race. We finished second in the championship. A fantastic development year for me, and that was a wonderful thing to have had prior to going into the season that I'm going into for 2024. So it was a good year for us. We had some ups and downs. We did our best, and we came out with really good points and learning and experience to bring into 2024. So we're ready to hit the ground running and take home a championship next year. Correct. Yeah. So our team is moving our program to SRO. They actually already have roots in SRO. They've competed there for the past, I believe, 3 years now, and saw great success in that series. I think our team finished second in the championship this year in SRO as well. So, yeah, I think we're all hungry to see a win and to take home the championship. Some career highlights, fighting hard in the rain, leading for most of the race, getting fastest lap in the GT4 category, qualifying on pole for both races at Toronto Indy. GP3R, we had some mechanical stuff we were going through. And then back at CTMP for Labor Day weekend, we showed great strength, and we had the Mustang in sight for the whole race, all of the races. So definitely improvements. So it was a good season. Last year was an absolute blast. I had never competed in something like that before prior to doing the sim racing for the kids. And it was such an enjoyable experience, not only just racing wise and the competitiveness and the atmosphere and kind of the uniqueness of the event. There wasn't anything really quite like that I think anyone had experienced prior to the event. And on top of it, in the back of your head, you're doing a good cause. You're raising money for, tons of little kids that definitely need this money, and to support sick kids. It's something that also hits close to home to me. I have a nephew who is actually in Sick Kids Hospital this year for a couple of months. And so Sick Kids Hospital really helps the children and families involved. Definitely it hits close to home. So happy to be participating again for 2023 or 2024 rather, when the event happens. First time meeting Craig and Adam, all competing together. And it was so funny because when you guys were selecting the pro drivers for the team and you called me up for Man-Child Racing, they sent me a message and apologized. They're like, "We're sorry, we can change the name if you'd like." And I was like, no, it's all good. It's all in good fun. It was funny to me. So yeah, Adam and Craig, they were so fun to be with, great attitude and excellent sim racers. So we had an absolute blast. Racing at HIP Motorsports, they have such great quality sims, and it's such a cool atmosphere to be there with everybody. I found that to be a very fun part of this whole experience. Instead of there's nothing wrong with it, but instead of being at home on your sim by yourself, you get to interact with all the other drivers and feel the intensity and all the emotions of all the other teams that are competing and hearing them cheer on their own team members. So it was very cool to actually be in-house at HIP. And yeah, I'll definitely do that again this year. Absolutely. The Sims are such a useful tool, especially to a series where I've never raced the tracks. It's a fantastic tool to use to practice the tracks and to develop your cognitive programming, to have the track memorized, look for your markers and things out in the distance that you can kind of start programming your brain to know what to expect when you go down there. And my first time ever kind of seeing the effects or the benefits of training on a sim was when I was going down to Buttonwillow Raceway in California for the first time. I went over to HIP and John and Jim got me set up on a sim and had everything all perfect for me, and I was training there. And I had got to Button Willow Motorsports Park, and it was incredible because I felt as though I had been there. In my head, I was like, oh, I know this, I know that tree, I know that building out in the background. So yeah, definitely we use it to learn tracks, to program our brains so that we know what to expect. And it's also a great tool to practice racecraft. You hop into some races and you practice racecraft and drafting and when to take a pass and where is probably not the best place to pass. So yeah, sims are very crucial. Yeah, I think everyone, if you have even a slight interest sim, and you can always come over to HIP, they have sims available for you if you don't. I think everyone should participate. Not only are you championing a great cause and raising money for kids and families who desperately need it, it's just a fun atmosphere. And it doesn't matter if you are a sim pro or a beginner, you are going to have so much fun. And the team atmosphere is so good. Everyone's very inclusive and will cheer you on while you're driving. So it's a very fun event, and you're doing such a great cause. So I recommend everyone to come out, and it's so much fun to just interact with the motorsport community. I always say one of the coolest things about our sport is just how connected and how much of a family this whole entire industry and community is. So the more you can interact with people within the community, the more of a family it feels like. And so I highly recommend pros, amateurs, people who have a slight interest in racing and want to get out there and give it a shot. Come on down, give it a try. You're not going to regret it. You're going to have an absolute blast. That sounds great. I actually love endurance racing. I did the 25 hours of Spa in 2021. And yes, I said that correctly, 25, not 24. And endurance racing is just an absolute blast. And yeah, why not? That just adds to the uniqueness of the event. They are fantastic platforms. I believe we ran GT3 cars last year, but the GT4 cars are just as fun. And Daytona, what a legendary track. And so, very excited to take on both the GT4 car and Daytona. Well, we'll see which car is faster on steels, though the Mercedes is definitely one of the best GT4 cars. But we'll see what's quicker online. So we'll have to test them out, and whatever we feel like we can win in, we'll we'll saddle ourselves up in.